Hello everybody, I wanted to do a review of the weapon that you have seen in my YouTube videos. This is my Remington 338 Ultra Mag. This weapon started out as a 300 Ultra Mag with a Hunter profile barrel on it. Bought it at Cabela's for cheap, used, and I sent the action off to GA Precision. And I had them true the action, lap the lugs, Cerakote everything. They installed an oversized recoil lug and then threaded on a Bartlein 26-inch 1 in 10 twist M40 contour barrel, which I really like the contour of this barrel for this caliber. And then at the end here they threaded on a Badger, sorry for the lighting, Badger thruster brake. I like the style of this brake. It's not one of those giant howitzer type brakes, and it tames the recoil down quite a bit. So I like that. I like the look of that brake. Coming back towards the rifle here, I have it bedded into a Bell & Carlson tactical stock in the OD green and spiderweb, as you can see there. I will say that if you plan on getting a super heavy contour barrel, that you will need to open up the barrel channel. That was quite a bit of time with the Dremel opening that up. When I first got the barreled action back and set it into the stock, I couldn't even get it to set in there due to the larger recoil lug and the barrel profile. Couldn't even get it screwed down, so I had to open that up. Everything, as you can see, is nicely Cerakoted. GA Precision did a fantastic job there. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Back here, I had them install a Badger bolt knob. In hindsight, I would have liked to have gone with a KRG bolt lift kit. There's nothing wrong with this bolt knob. My only complaint is the price for what you get. I have a KRG bolt lift kit on my 308 Remington 700, and it took me about 2 minutes, and it's sturdy, better grip than this, and cost me about 35 bucks. So again, nothing wrong with this, but if I had to do it again, that's what I would have went with. Keep in mind, this is my first rifle build, so I was kind of learning as I went. So forgive me if you think any of this is a hack job. With that being said, the action is silky smooth, everything being coated. GA Precision did a fantastic job with that, and they definitely will have my business again. Working my way back to the butt stock, I had my buddy with some Kydex build me a cheek riser, which saved me a boatload of money versus buying one of those kits that chops your stock up. Fully adjustable. The trigger is going to be my next upgrade. This is the X Mark Pro trigger, and it is absolute garbage. Remington claims it to be one of the best triggers on the market. I strongly disagree. For a factory rifle and a company like Remington, I would hope they would put out something better than this. I have it tuned down to 2.5 pounds by a gunsmith, and it still feels like a 6-pound trigger, which is great for hunting, not so much for long-range precision. With that being said, the next portion of this is where I'm going to catch the most heat. I am running a Falcon optic scope. It is a 5.5 by 25 power. There have been a ton of bad reviews of this scope online. Everything from the reticle moving around to terrible glass to not tracking, all that stuff. I can say that if you were to compare it to a Night Force or a Schmidt & Bender, scopes that are significantly more money, yes, it is a terrible scope. But for the money, I will say that it is more than adequate. This scope came in right under the $500 price tag at the time. I'm not sure what they go for now because I'm not interested in buying another one, but it makes do. I'm currently saving up for a Vortex PST and giving that a shot. The only problem I have had with this scope is the parallax adjustment on cold days. It gets very tight and it doesn't seem to want to focus the same as if it was warm out. It just never seems to get clear. That could be a parallax issue. That could be an issue with the glass getting foggy inside. I am not a scope expert, but you know, it gets the job done. What I do like are the adjustment knobs. They have nice clicks. Sorry for the lighting, but it is very easy to read where you're indexing to, and it tracks perfectly. I have not had any issues with the tracking of this scope, even though the reviews would say otherwise. Again, this was my first official rifle build. I did what I could with what I had at the time. If I could change anything about this rifle from the get-go, is I would have went with a chassis system instead of a Bell & Carlson stock. Again, there's nothing wrong with the Bell & Carlson, but I much like the modularity of a chassis system, like a McCree's chassis would have been great for this rifle. The downside to the 338 Remington Ultra Mag is that they don't make, or as far as I'm aware, they only have one magazine system, and that's a Wyatt's detachable box system for the 338 Ultra Mags. You cannot run it in a 300 Win Mag box magazine, and you cannot run it in a 338 Lapua box magazine because of the way the cartridge is shaped. So that's a downside. I have to single load each of my rounds. I hand load and I load the rounds out into the lands. So I don't get to use the magazine in this weapon much, but it gets the job done. I am currently running 285 grain AMAX bullets at approximately 2,800 feet per second, which has been verified out to 600 yards. The furthest I've shot this weapon is 1,000 yards, and in 2 weeks from now I am heading up north and I am going to take this bad boy out to 1 mile. It's kind of the little goal I set for myself with this build. I've never shot that far, and it's going to really show my inefficiencies as a shooter, and I just want to refine my fundamentals of marksmanship, and at a mile it'll really show where I'm lacking. So that'll be a good learning experience for me. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments box. And yeah, get out there and shoot, guys.